my name is Amara Wynn, and this is the writer series Between the Margins, where I sit down with indie authors, learn about their process, learn about their books, learn about what they have coming up, what their fears are, what their struggles are. And today's interview was one that I really enjoyed because I really enjoyed her book. But before we get into that, I am an indie author myself, so I just wanted to put my books up here in case you're interested in reading those. It is called More Than I Expected. It is a romantic comedy that deals with a lot of issues like mental health and anxiety. It is a love story, but I think it's funny. You may not think so, but I think it's funny. And I would love for you to check it out. It is currently on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited and available to order through all major platforms. So today's interview is with Amelia Livermore, who is the author of Salt and Ash. And let's get to her interview now. Hello, my name is Amara Wynn, and again, I am here with another indie author, and I'm very excited to talk to her. Her name is Amelia Livermore, and she is a British speculative fiction author whose work explores human evolution, environmental collapse, and the ethics of control. That's a lot.
Yes,
She she
sorry.
it really is. Um, she writes dystopian stories grounded in emotional realism and asking how far humanity can bend before it breaks. What the ultimate question. When she's not writing, Amelia can usually be found walking her dog, tending her small garden, or building intricate worlds that feel uncomfortably close to our own. She lives in Hampshire,
Hampshire, yes.
Hampshire, with her family, and her debut novel, Salt and Ash, A Broken Planet, is out now. Hello.
Hello. That was a lot, wasn't it? I think I should edit that.
No, it's good. That's the worst part is writing like your own biography.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Like
what do you say to
you
someone
don't
that's
want to
done
sound
that?
pretentious, but you also want it to be realistic.
Yeah, yeah, I think I went a bit heavy, but it's great that you read it out because now I know.
No, I think it's great. I think it tells me exactly what I'm going to be reading about.
Yeah, or put you off because you don't want to cry yourself to sleep. I don't know.
Well, so I finished up the book last night.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's deep.
Yes, okay. It is. Sorry
But
about that.
no, not in a bad way. I actually really liked it. I'm not a huge dystopian novel person.
Okay.
I mean, I do like, I guess because I got burnt out on that whole dystopian genre that they had for a while, and we haven't had that in a minute. So it's kind of nice to see it pop back up. But you did it beautifully.
Oh, thank you very
It
much.
was so good. It was so good. Now, I'm going to let you tell us about your book.
Okay, so it's set in a city called Novaris, which is built in the middle of the sea and the ocean as a kind of sanctuary for the most intelligent people. So obviously it's dystopia, so it's set way in the future and it's set after sort of climate collapse. And so the sanctuary is built to kind of cure the earth. And then it follows my two protagonists in this city who don't really belong. So the people of this city have sort of genetically engineered themselves to be smarter, to be able to work harder so that they can just devote themselves, kind of like a beehive where you've got worker bees and they devote their lives to living, to working. And these two characters don't fit there. They're really struggling to, I mean, can you imagine
No,
living in that kind of life?
no.
And so it sort of follows them really in their struggles with that.
It's so beautifully done. It's a little scary, um,
Maybe a bit close to home.
and a little bit close to home. Yeah, that's a good way to put that. I did notice on your website, because I stalked you, that this book, Salt and Ash, began with a dream that you had after you gave birth to your third child.
Mhm.
So, which, I mean, how many kids do you have?
Four.
Yeah, that's right. Four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord, again, I'm still tired for you. How did how did that original emotional spark from giving birth and that dream evolve into this whole big complex world and this whole social structure as we see it today in your novel?
So I think having children didn't really come into it. That was just me trying to fact drop there. But the dream that I had was just a simple concept. It kind of it went from these two sort of separate groups of people in society. So the dream was just that all these intelligent people might go off and not have babies, and the sort of amount of people that we have in our society are just going to be going down. These people who are really career minded and really driven, and then these people that are perhaps victims of their own circumstance are going to be having these big families, and we're going to be left with society that it's like a completely different sort of group of people,
Right.
basically. And I thought that's a really interesting concept. So I spoke to my husband about it for hours. He's into a very similar kind of deep sort of concept as I am, and we just bounced off of each other for ages. And I thought, do you know what? This deserves a book. So we worked on it together, and the rest is history.
Maybe your baby brought you that dream.
Maybe,
We're gonna go
maybe.
with that because it sounds really nice.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm here for that.
All right, so you're talking about how it's all divided, and I'm gonna get it wrong. It's the Prims,
Mhm.
the Sapiens, and the Neanders?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay, so there's this division, and it does feel very emotional and psychological, not just a biology or biological separation. What, and I already know the answer to this question, but I have to ask, what real world experience dynamics influenced you into shaping these groups? I guess if you're reading it, you could probably tell, but go ahead and tell us anyway.
So the Sapiens are obviously based on what they are us, they're Homo sapiens. We all know Homo sapiens are. Um, and then so going back to that dream, I kind of thought, well, this what in what world could this actually work? And I kind of thought about evolution and how fast evolution happens. It's actually a very slow process. So the idea of genetic engineering, genetic modification for the prims, who have named themselves Homo supremes, we call them prims as a kind of mocking way, because who calls themselves the most supreme?
I
It's
would. In a heartbeat, I would.
And then they kind of notice that there's an evolution on the land from the people left behind. So you've got these sapiens who are the originals, and then you've got the who they call Neanders. So they've sort of said that they haven't evolved; they've actually regressed, which isn't fair. Actually, I explore them a bit more in book 2, which isn't out yet. Um, but the Neanders are not Neanderthals. They are not these really stupid, primitive beings. There is a lot more to them, but we don't explore a lot of that in book 1.
Yeah, I thought the names pretty much kind of gave it a what your general idea was going to be about these. I am excited to learn more about the Neanders in book 2. You also don't shy away from neurodivergence.
Absolutely.
It's not just like included, it's sort of centralized, it's normalized. What drew you when you were writing this into flipping the lens completely? And what conversation do you hope readers will take away by not being afraid to address this?
So I've got a quite unique perspective on this because I have a neurotypical brain for the most part. And every single member of my family who I live with, my husband and my children, are neurodivergent. So I am the anomaly in my house, despite the fact that I'm neurotypical. And that's quite unique. Not many people have that experience. So I had to include it in the book. So my characters in the book, they are deemed neurodivergent, but actually they have a neurotypical brain. So as you say, it's kind of flipped,
Yep.
not wholly, because of course the neurodiverse people have a huge spectrum. So I wouldn't like to claim that a neurodivergent city would look like this, because
Right.
people are so different from one end to the other on the spectrum. But it sort of plays with that idea that it is completely turned on its head. And I hope that people who perhaps are either neurodivergent kind of relate to the struggles that these characters have, and people that are neurotypical can maybe get a bit of an insight of what that's like, living in a world that's not meant for them.
Yeah, that's what I thought was, and I just read another book and just interviewed another author who also dealt with the neurodivergence. And that's two books in a row now that I've read that I'm like,
Oh,
okay, but yours was so different that it, as opposed, I guess that's why I enjoyed it, because it was like, if you are neurotypical, you're not the norm here. And
yes,
I think that is a great way for people to actually kind of learn more about the experience by how maybe someone who is neurodivergent would feel
thank
in
you.
today's
Yeah,
society. So I thought it was great.
thank you. That's what I hope for. So that's made me very happy.
It worked because I got it. Now, your characters Aspen and Liora, so their relationship, it feels rebellious, but kind of in a quiet way, rather than just sort of being like out there and overtly revolutionary. So, why did you choose a subtle resistance through this connection instead of a sort of louder, more traditional rebellion arc that we normally see in books today?
So I think I wanted to be a bit different. And I also followed their lead. I don't know, I know you write, and characters just, they write themselves
They do
sometimes.
whatever they want to do.
They do. And I say this to my husband, and he looks at me strange. Like, I'll say something like, "Oh my gosh, I'm cringing for my character," and he's like, "But you wrote it." I'm like, "No, but I didn't. It
But I
wasn't me."
did it.
Yeah.
If you're not a writer, you don't get that.
No, but they really do. They just have a mind of their own. They take it on however they want. So I can't take all the credit. They definitely took their own path. Um, but I suppose rebellion is kind of a quiet theme. I wanted the other themes to shine more than rebellion. I think sometimes we all feel a bit trapped in our own circumstances, and to let that rebellion be quite quiet and sit back a little bit, it probably felt more relatable than this great big uprising.
It did.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
It did. I was because that's what I mean, I'm thinking of like Les Mis and how Les Mis is like this giant uprising and how all these movies and books, there's never like a quiet rebellion. It always seems like it's in your face.
Mm.
This sort of rebellion seems like something that I would do. More quiet, more low key, but still doing it.
Yes.
It You nailed it.
Thank you. You know what?
Okay,
You can come again. I'm really loving this praise.
so great. And again, as someone who hasn't read a dystopian novel in a hot minute, I was shocked how much I enjoyed it. Now, climate change, climate collapse, really, that is the backdrop of your story. Hence why I think it was like terrifying. But even though it is the backdrop of the story, the novel itself does sort of focus more on the belonging, identity, and power. Was that a deliberate choice to kind of stay human focused rather than message driven? Like you weren't shoving it in anybody's face. You were just, this is the reality.
Yeah, I think it was important for me not to kind of be too politically pushy in this book. I do have quite strong views about climate action and those kind of things, but um, it's not everyone's top priority. So I didn't want this to be a like, come on, guys, let's sort ourselves out. That's not what this is. This is just perhaps a potential reality that might dwell on your thoughts and make you question things and go, oh, maybe I could be doing more. But that's more of an afterthought than the actual story. I wanted the story to take place and be the star of the show.
And I was very, it's one of those that stick with you because after I read it and I put it down, I was like, okay, well, we should be doing more. I mean, so it's like you low key, and even though I know that, because I also have very strong opinions about it, there's just that kind of fear of what it could look like. And we all have a different thought of what it could look like if we
Mm.
don't do something. But I did like that it wasn't like it hinted and it kind of it was there. It was almost its own character, but like a background character. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought, but I did walk away going, ooh, maybe I should be doing more.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? We all think maybe we should be doing more,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We keep telling ourselves that it's okay. And
Let the
yeah,
next generation worry about it.
yeah, yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that means that's our children and their children and their children.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I don't want this to be a big political, like, come on, guys, sort yourselves out. That's not what this is. It's I think I'm just as guilty as anyone else. We don't think about it. It's not at the forefront of our mind, even though we're told, come on, global warming, all these things going on. And yeah, when we watch that documentary or hear that line on the news, we go, oh gosh, yeah, we need to change. And then the next minute we're back to our old habits. It's just
Right.
part of being human.
It didn't feel political. It felt like it was a kind of a realistic potential. And I like that it was still very character driven. Because it very easily could have gone the other way.
Yes. Oh
But
well, I'm glad it went that way. I think I wanted it to be character driven. It actually I'm not sure it was such a choice. It's just more how it happened. It became my style with the book and it worked.
it really did. Now, I was looking through some of your reviews just to kind of see what other people were saying about it. And I saw that some people were saying that they felt like they were citizens
Yep.
of Novaris. And which I was like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I kind of see that. What was your process in actually building the world? Because you did a really beautiful job doing the world building to make sure that it actually felt lived in and it wasn't overwhelming at all. So,
Okay.
what was your process in actually getting that together?
So I think Novaris was just an idea. When I was brainstorming with my husband, it was just what would that look like? And I kind of imagined if you're starting again, if you're starting a city, because at the moment your cities are built at different times, they're evolved. And if you started from nothing, it would all be very uniform, it would all be very I think uniform sums it up actually. It would be very similar, especially when you're considering that you don't want to drain more of Earth's resources. So you're having to keep things quite efficient and everything needs to be kept quite sterile because in this future that I've imagined, there's still things like viruses going around, like I was writing it during COVID. So that was one of my
That
inspirations.
actually makes sense.
Yeah. And I was thinking, the future could hold a much worse virus for us. Who knows? Um, and I imagined it kind of like a spaceship underwater, where it's all one kind of contained unit and corridors between. And then there's sort of peeking out of the city, there's these the peaks of buildings, kind of like sky rises as we know them now. And in there, there's sort of forests, and there's covered in a protective dome to protect them from the elements. Um, so yeah, I don't really know how I got there, but that's sort of just where my imagination took me. And I just felt that it all needed to be quite uniform. And as well, because they've taken on this kind of
Communal.
communal,
Yeah.
no, communist. There we go. I
Communist.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Communist. That's it. I said communal like that was the I was so confident too.
No, it's fine. I appreciate their help. Thank you. So they've taken on a kind of communist society because everything has to be equal and shared, and then there's no greed. And I think that's one of the things that kind of make people take too much, they drain resources, and that's one of the contributing factors. So
You
that
didn't like info dump. You really did, because that's one of the things that I don't love. I want to learn more about the world, the society, the people in the story, as opposed to just a large info dump. And I felt like you did that really well.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Some feedback I've got is that the first the introduction is a bit of an info dump.
I
Um
mean, it is, but not in a way that's like intrusive, like, oh my gosh, okay, put this down. Like
that's what
it's,
they said. The person that gave me feedback, he's like, "Oh, that's really interesting. You've done an info dump that's not an info dump," and I am worried that it will put people off. So I'm glad that you brought it up because there is a lot of information in that first
there is,
introduction. There is.
but it's, but you continue to build as you go on. It's like you just want to get the, set the stage and then you let it grow
Yes.
as it, which is what I appreciated, because sometimes those books, and I love reading all books, but when it's like 6 chapters of world building, it can be a lot. But
Mm.
and even though you do lotus down, it really does kind, it's like reading a play. You set the stage and then let it continue to grow. So I thought it was well done.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
wanted to not focus on the collapse itself. I wanted to get that out the way to
Yeah,
say this
that's
is
what it
what
read like.
happened. Yeah, this is what's happened. Catch up, people, and then right now the story can begin.
That's what I like, because I felt like I, without having to, it's almost like reading a sequel, but you have to read the first part to kind of get it. This felt like immersive right from the beginning.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, I thought it was great. Now this is your first book. This is your debut novel, but you've got 2 more coming out.
Yes.
What was your biggest surprise? Like if you were to look back from the time that you started writing it, what was your biggest surprise in regards to releasing the book into the world, which is terrifying as an indie author? What surprised you the most?
Well, if you asked me at the beginning of the process, like if I could see into the future, I would have said that I didn't think I'd take the indie route. I assumed I'd be trad published, traditional published, and that I would have an agent. Um, but
Don't we all?
yeah, I know. But I looked into it. Actually, I didn't send any emails off to any agents in the end. Right before I published, I just thought there are so many people out there telling me they've had hundreds of rejections. Can I take that? And I just thought, I don't think I can. And my odds aren't very good as a debut author. People don't want to take a chance as someone with no social media presence at the time. Um, nothing to show for myself other than this manuscript that no one's going to want to read. So I thought I'd put the work out there and let it speak for itself.
Do you think that the indie author route is easier than trying to go the traditional route?
Absolutely not. No,
No.
not a million years. The amount of hours that I have had to put in, and I've got hardly anything to show for it so far. I mean, we're 25, no, 23 days post launch for me. And initially I had a bit of hype and like I was riding a wave. It was really exciting. And then we're just slowly starting to come back down to earth. Things are starting to plateau. But then, of course, that's to be expected. I've got no marketing like qualifications. I have no insight into the world of sales. And unfortunately, as an indie author, that is a lot of selling your book, is pushing it to people to get your name out there, which is not nice and certainly not in my wheelhouse.
It's so hard. And I wish readers would give indie authors more of a chance, because I mean, those, our book, my book, your book, are just as good as the ones that are out there. Just because it was hyped up somewhere else and a traditional person saw it and decided to publish it doesn't make it any better or worse. But maybe if they understood the struggles that indie authors have to go through, because you're not doing this to make money, you're doing it because you have to get your story out, but you also become your own publishing wheelhouse, you become your own marketing, you become your own agent. I mean, like you're, it's a lot of work,
It is a lot of work. It's a
but
hell of a lot of work.
it is so hard. But I also think and I did this, and I think we talked about this earlier, um, that sometimes giving it out for free can just get it in front of people. So do you have something like that going on?
Ah, I'm glad that you mentioned it. Yes. So at the moment on Google Store, it's free and it will be for another few days. So that's only lasting a week. And I'd love for people to download that for free and to immerse themselves in the world and just, yeah, appreciate the work, really. I mean, you don't have to appreciate it. You can read it and forget
But you
about
should appreciate
it. But I
it.
hope you do.
And leave a review.
And leave a review. Absolutely, that is so important to indie authors. It does, you don't have to read my book or your book. You know, if somebody can support an indie author, the best thing they can do is leave a review, because that then is a chain reaction. Other people will leave reviews or read it. Sorry, other people will take a chance on it because
So
somebody
true.
else has first.
It's really hard, I think, because I did the free giveaway on Amazon for a minute, and I got a lot of downloads. But I imagine they're probably just sitting in someone's Kindle, like just waiting till they get around to it, which is fine. I'm just glad
Mm,
that somebody downloaded it. But I always now, as an author who understands the importance of reviews, now leave reviews on everything that I read because
yeah,
I realize how important that is. I
absolutely,
wasn't always like that. I would just read it, close it, and tell a friend that was good or bad. But now I'm like, oh, some people have to have that,
absolutely.
and we just
And
don't.
but we don't know it until we're told.
That's
So
1,000% true.
yeah, so it's so important to have things like this, authors supporting authors through interviews and
Getting the word out there that it's not easy.
absolutely.
Now, you have the books 2 and 3, and 2 is planned for next year. No, for this year. This year.
This year, yes.
And 3 is for 2027. Are you going to, well, you said you've already mentioned that you're going to explore more of the Neanders. How do you see the themes of identity, survival, hope, all of that stuff evolving across the trilogy without giving any spoilers?
Oh, okay. So without giving any spoilers, that's really hard position to be in. Um,
Yeah,
I'd
that's a
like to
terrible
say,
question.
yeah.
Give me
like,
all the spoilers, but don't give me any spoilers.
yeah, okay. So I'd like to say that book two actually takes quite a dark turn. Um, I didn't, yeah, so it starts dark, but it gets darker, I'm sorry to say. Um, it wasn't planned. It's one of those moments where my character just went, you know what, this needs to happen. And I went, yeah, you're right. I'm going to sound like a mad woman at the end of this. But yeah, so something, yeah, it definitely goes darker. But you said about the rebellion kind of being quite taking a back seat in book one. I think rebellion is quite a strong theme in book two. And yeah, yeah, okay, that's as much as I can do without any
Okay,
spoilers.
that's fair. That's fair.
Sorry,
Now,
I tried.
I know, I was trying to low key figure out what happened in the story without actually knowing what. Yeah, I was trying to be sneaky there. Who's your favorite character?
Mallow.
Great.
Um, I absolutely love her because she thinks she's hilarious, and she's not, but
I
you
know. She's so
know.
endearing.
Yeah, and she gets a much bigger part in book two, which I'm really excited about.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, and the character that I dislike the most, you didn't ask, but I'm telling you, Sky.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, and again, she gets a much bigger role in book two, for better or for worse.
When is the second one coming out?
Um, Pass. I'm not sure. So,
I'm
but
guessing you're still writing it.
I'm still writing it.
Okay.
It's currently in alpha reader stage, so I've got some alpha readers reading it.
Let me sit here and pout that it's not ready to go.
But you know, I wrote the second book really quickly to this point, and I'm much more confident. So the first book took me 4 years, by the way, but I've learned so much since writing it. So I'm a lot more confident in my writing ability these days, and I think that we will definitely get the book out by the end of the year, probably around about Christmas time again.
That's a long time for me to wait, and I don't appreciate that.
I'm very sorry.
I'm so glad that you took some time out. You were in the UK, so it's what, 4:30 there?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
10:30 in the morning here. So it's just nice that you didn't mind coming on here and chatting with me. I am so glad I took the chance to read your book. I I have a friend who I'm going to pass it on to. And I'm probably going to order a hard copy because I feel like it needs to be on my shelf.
Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much for having me today. It's been so much fun.
Is there anything, where can we find your books? Do you have a website?
I do have a website. So
I mean,
my
I've been on it, I've stalked it, but go ahead.
yeah. So my website is saltandash.co.uk. So you can order direct from me if you're in the UK, or there's lots of other links on there to find it on Amazon, or it's on in Barnes and Noble, various different places. So you can find what you
And
need
it's
on
on
there.
ebook and it's on Kindle Unlimited.
It is, yes. And if you want to be a subscriber to my emails, you get some exclusive kind of passages and little tidbits about the making of book two. And you get 2 free chapters as well. Not that you need them, but other people might.
Well, I'm gonna have to go and get signed. I've never thought I would sign up for newsletters, but if you're gonna actually go through the process of how you're writing it, I'm kind of living for that.
Okie dokie.
And your website, and you offer like if you buy it in the UK, a signed one.
Yes, yeah, I
That's
do. So
cool.
yeah, actually, a lot of people have gone for that. I was surprised, but yeah, a lot of people have gone for that, and I really appreciate that. I've had a lot of really nice people ordering off me.
I that, you're so nice.
Oh, thank you. As are you.
You're just sweet.
Oh, thank you
You're,
very much.
I'll put your website on here. Make sure we have all the links to everything. If you are looking for a good dystopian novel that is not overbearing, not overwhelming, realistic, I think this is, and it's not even that long. I mean, I read it in a day, but
Oh, that's impressive.
yeah, well, I had nothing to do yesterday. We were just waiting for bad weather and didn't happen yet. But
No.
if you're looking for that, I think this is a great one to start. Or if you're starting out the dystopian genre, this is a great one to start with. I couldn't praise it enough. So I will go and leave reviews. And for those who don't know, if anybody actually watches these, which we'll see, for those who are reading something on Kindle Unlimited, for every page that you turn, the author will make something. So if you are reading, even though you're reading it for free, it is benefiting the author as well, just for every page that you've turned. I think we should probably mention that more often. And
Yeah,
please
that's
leave a
really good.
review.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of my uh, income at the moment is from Kindle Unlimited. So it's yeah,
Same.
really important.
So
Important.
every time I don't want to refresh it every 5 seconds, but I now look once a week and I go back and I'm like most of my and it's not like we're making a lot of money. We're not. And most
No.
of it we have to turn around and reinvest back into ourselves. It all comes from Kindle Unlimited reads.
Yes, absolutely. I'm with you there. I'm refreshing. At the beginning it was like every hour. I think I'm currently on every day. So
I had to stop myself. It was getting painful.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
feel
oh,
that.
nobody awesome.
Yeah. But do you know, you're saying we don't get paid a lot on Kindle Unlimited. Actually, on shops, I get paid 16p per copy. So Kindle Unlimited is much better.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So
Mhm.
when the bookstore and if you can go to Ingram Sparks and the bookstores order it, we're not making anything off of that.
No.
We just want you to have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's basically free for we're just giving it away at this point.
Well, it's not free for them, sadly. They still have
No,
to
but
pay
it's
full
free for
price.
us to give to you because we're not making anything.
No, no,
But thankfully we write for ourselves.
we do.
I just thought it would be easier, but it's
Yeah.
okay. I feel like you're going to gain traction because I feel like this genre is going to pick back up again. I feel like people kind of got a little burnt out, but it's going to pick back up again. I think you hit it at the right time. It's beautifully done. I related to it. It scared the beep out of me. And yeah, I thought it was great. And I'm just glad you got to come and talk to me today. So thank you. And I will put all of your links and stuff and where to buy it and how to get a signed copy all down in the comment or down in the intro, the description. Words. Word. It's still early.
Yeah. I have no excuse. I've slipped up a few times.
I think 4 children, I think, is
Oh,
enough
yes.
of an
Yeah.
excuse.
Okay. I'll use that as an excuse.
Yeah, for always use your children as an excuse. Always. All right. Well, Amelia, thank you. I hope the rest of your day goes well. I hope you have a great week and hopefully we can get some sales to your books and put it in front of people. And don't forget to leave comments. Is there anything else you'd like to say before you log off?
No, I don't think so. Just thank you so much for your
Oh,
time today. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
well, thank you. And I will get this out as soon as I can.
Brilliant. Thank
All
you
right.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye bye.